William Barr has been confirmed as our new Attorney General. Barr previously served as the AG under George Bush Sr., and the people need to understand really just how bad this guy is. You know, if you watch what was going on in the hearings, Farron, it's like, just another day. We're not going to ask you tough questions. The only thing they asked about was, are you going to stop the Mueller investigation?
Yeah.
Well, what about the Iran-Contra issue? What about the Iran prisoner issue with Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter? Why is it that it's not, and I got to tell you something, it wasn't just the congressional hearings that bothered me. It was the media that didn't pick these stories up.
Right.
I mean, it's just like we got a brain-dead media. What's your take on this story?
Watching the hearings, to me, it was basically a rerun of the Brett Kavanaugh hearings.
Yes.
You've got a treasure trove of information that you can use. You can take this guy down. He's a lightweight. Get him out and move on.
Yeah.
But instead, they focused on the thing they thought would grab the headlines, which it did. Is he going to protect Robert Mueller? Is he going to fire him? What's going to happen to the investigations? Meanwhile, this is a guy who spent his private sector career at corporate defense firms, fighting for oil companies, fighting for pharmaceutical companies. You know, he worked at a GTE wireless corporation, fought for the telecom deregulation that Clinton eventually did. This guy is responsible for a lot of the problems that we have in this country today.
Let me back up just a little bit. For example, people forget that Ronald Reagan and Caspar Weinberger and all the little trolls that Reagan had around him, that they actually had a plan. And the plan was to keep hostages in Iran until the election was over so Jimmy Carter would look like a failure.
Right.
And it worked. They found out after the fact there had been negotiation to actually keep Americans as prisoners in Iran because of the presidential election. And we're not just talking about a few days. We're talking about months kind of time. Keep them there. Let them suffer. You know, let's take a risk of losing military, trying to go in and get them. Let's just take all the risks because, you know, after all, we want to get Ronald Reagan elected. Then you got the Iran-Contra affair that Barr was also the mouthpiece for. You know, these stories go on, but I just don't. What is it about corporate media that has gotten so bad? I don't mean this rhetorically. I wonder what your reaction is. How have they gotten so bad that they don't even catch stories like this on something as important as the Attorney General of the United States? Why? How does that happen?
Either the corporate media thinks the public is stupid, or the public has become stupid because of how bad the corporate media is. I'm not sure which one came first, but that's what it is. They know that the public can't hold their attention if you say, listen, telecom deregulation has put us into the situation that we are right now with the cell phone carriers, with the internet carriers, with the net neutrality, hell, even with media consolidation. Well, the average viewer says, I don't know what any of those words mean.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about, for example, the consolidation. In 1985, there were about 55 or 60 independent media outlets that did books, they did newspapers, they did electric media, television, radio, 55. You know how many there are now? 4. Arguably by the end of this Trump administration, there'll be 3. So Barr was the guy that led the charge. Of course, it enabled the Telecommunications Act to take place under Clinton. Never should have happened. But the point is this: I don't know how we ever have responsible kind of due diligence by Congress if the media doesn't even tell the stories. That's part of the problem I see here.